everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name's Kevin, I'm a geek, you're watching Kevin the Geek, and welcome back to Dave Gorman Double Header Day. It has been technically nearly 2 months, it's been about a month and a half. Technically, it is obviously still next month since I last did Dave Gorman, but the thing was I obviously did the last 2 episodes of both Important Astrology Experiment and Modern Life is Goodish right towards the start of August. We're right towards the end of September for this one. So it is still monthly, but it is just something that has happened to have been. It's just taken. I don't know why. It's taken a little while this month to get around to it. But we are back. So, of course, right now, this is episode 4 of Important Astrology Experiment. Later on today, of course, we're back for Modern Life is Goodish. Unfortunately, I didn't manage to get tickets for the second of the 2 pairs of live recordings that he was doing for the newest episodes of David Gorman's Modern Life is Goodish. So if anyone did go to those second 2 without giving me any spoilers about the actual content, let me know what the experience was like for that one. But yeah, I'm very gutted that once again I missed out on tickets. But hey, we're back. We're back for Dave Gorman, so I'm very excited. So, of course, subscribe, Patreon, comment, usual bits and bobs. Let's check it out.
This is Dave Gorman's Important Astrology Experiment.
Hello, my name is Dave Gorman. I'm a Pisces. And welcome to the 4th part of my Important Astrology Experiment. Throughout the course of our experiment, I have rigorously obeyed my horoscopes. My twin brother, our control experiment, has ignored his. Whose life is the happiest? That's the question we're asking. To answer it, we have to measure happiness. To do this, we have an astrologically balanced jury of juries here, 12 groups of 12 people, each comprising one of each and every star sign. To guide them, we have a panel of 3 experts in the fields of love, health, and wealth. A veritable triple-decker bus of advice. Nick, are you ready?
Ready?
Panel, are you ready?
Ready.
Jury of juries, are you ready?
Ready?
Then let the experiment begin. Now, on day 19, I didn't think any of the 20 astrologers were going to offer a firm instruction. There were lots of you may and you mights, but then again, you might not. But then, at the foot of astrologer number 16, Gordon Vincent's column, I saw...
P.S. Think about someone you used to know.
Who should I think about? Well, clearly, someone with the initials P.S. There was an old friend of mine from my childhood, Paul Smithyman. We'd been very close friends, but I'd lost touch with him and we hadn't seen each other in over 10 years. Then again, I had once had a letter read out on TV by Philip Schofield.
Oh.
Which one would I spend the evening thinking about? I think when you see this footage, you'll know exactly who I was thinking about. It's spooky, isn't it? You can almost read my mind. On day 20, astrologer number 3, Jacqueline Bigger, wrote...
Indulge someone. Share a favourite pastime with a loved one. Tonight, pick up the tab.
In the last 19 days, it sometimes felt as though the 20 astrologers were conspiring to keep me away from my girlfriend. At last, the chance to do something normal, a favourite pastime, a romantic dinner for 2. I'd be very happy to pick up the tab. Been a really romantic evening, thank you. There's just one thing spoiling it. Do you lot have to film this? Despite the fact that the crew were there, we had a nice evening, and importantly, we were able to talk. So much better than the night before, when Greta was talking, but I kept telling her to be quiet because I was busy thinking about Paul Smithyman. I hope we could do it again soon.
Well, think about Paul Smithyman.
Unfortunately, on day 21, astrologer number 11, Mystic Meg, wrote...
Do contact that pal on your mind.
Contact that pal on your mind. And there was a pal on my mind. The pal I'd been told to think about on day 19. I knew I had to contact Paul Smithyman. However, on the same day, astrologer number 15, Hilary Todd, said...
Make an extra special effort today. A letter means more than a phone call, but a visit means even more. Do everything that's within your powers.
Oh.
I had to visit Paul Smithyman. We
Yeah.
hadn't been in touch for over 10 years. I managed to find his mother's phone number. Hi, is that Mrs. Smithyman? I haven't seen you for years. No, I'm just trying to get in touch with Paul. He's where? All right, it was lovely talking to you. Thanks.
Where is
All
he?
right,
Is he
cheers,
abroad or something?
bye. Right, we're going to go to New York. No wonder we were no longer in touch. Paul had moved to New York. New York, as you might well know, is a long way away.
And expensive.
However, he was the pal on my mind. A visit means more than a letter or a phone call, and I had to do everything that was within my powers. I could, so I did. Right, he's on the 6th floor. That's nice. Every home should have one. It's going to be so sad. Good God. How you doing?
Oh, all right.
That's, Danny in a camera. I arrived at Paul's at 11:30 at night. It was good to see Paul. We hadn't seen each other in so long. We obviously had a lot to talk about. I had a lot of questions for him. I wanted to know what had led him to New York and so on. He had a lot of questions for me, like why on earth, after 10 years, I'd suddenly travelled thousands of miles
With a
to see
camera.
him and turned up unannounced at his apartment shortly before midnight. So I had to explain the experiment to him, which isn't easy.
Yeah.
And then I noticed that midnight had now passed. It was a new day. I decided the best way of explaining the experiment to Paul was with an example.
All right.
Enter Pisces today. Oh, Pisces, you may be feeling exhausted today, but you've no one to blame but
Please.
yourself. You've been a busy little fish of late, and it's possible your home life has been neglected. Now is the time to put things right. It's important that you spend as much time as possible at home. Lovely to see you.
Okay.
Thank you for the offer of being able to stay. I really appreciate
Nice
it.
to know you're alive.
And yourself.
Send me an email when you get home.
Do you want me to cheat? Do you want me to go back and just find another astrologer and make something up? I've got to spend as much time as possible at home. But that wouldn't be as much time as possible. Right, if we just go to the airport and we'll get the first flight home.
Oh, God.
With hindsight, we shouldn't have left Paul's quite so abruptly. We got to the airport to discover there were no flights to London until 9 in the morning.
Oh.
It was 9 o'clock at night when our flight landed at Heathrow. I was home at 10:27. I spent 1 hour and 33 minutes at home on day 22, but that was as much as possible. Now, on day 23, I woke up jet-lagged to discover that astrologer number 8, Kelly Fox, had written,
Commit your efforts to making the imaginary into something real.
now maybe if I'd been in a saner state of mind, I'd have thought imaginary creatures aren't real, and you can't make them real. But I wasn't in a sane state of mind.
Yeah.
I'd flown to New York and back with no sleep. My jet lag had jet lag. My head had turned to mush. I was seriously trying to work out how I could bring an imaginary creature to life.
All right.
Which imaginary creature?
Unicorn?
I was inspired by my trip to New York.
Yeah.
My mission that day was to make a unicorn. As I left the house, unicorns were imaginary. Pretty soon, they would be real. Okay, right, listen. Come in. Right. You lot, just go and distract the farmer, okay? And just keep him busy, don't let him see the horse.
Roger, how can we distract the farmer?
I mean, have you got a camera crew? Dan, you just go up like Mr. BBC and talk to him. Because I'm messing with the horse.
Whoa! That's... that sentence out of context would sound really, really dodgy. Insanely dodgy. I must say, just while I remember it, obviously we've got Danny on screen there. Danny, of course, is the sort of the cameraman for this, and of course back for Are You Dave Gorman. Now, when I started my Patreon recently, I gave the first 5 people to subscribe to the channel or to become members of the Patreon to give myself a guaranteed reaction to do. And one of the things that has been chosen is a series that was created by that Danny and hosted by Danny called How to Start Your Own Country. So what I will be doing is once I have finished this, which will be in November, it will basically then be probably in January at some point, I will do that series of How to Start Your Own Country. So that will be coming to the channel.
Just get in front of me, go and talk to him. You've got a crew. Excuse me. Hiya.
We're from the BBC TV, and we're just wondering if we could ask you a couple of questions about farming and farmers. What's good about being a farmer?
Nothing really.
Great question.
Hard work, you know.
Hard work.
Yeah.
But you work with animals a lot. I mean, that's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
What's your favourite animal?
My favourite animal, I think it's a sheep.
The sheep. Yeah. And why? What's good about sheep?
Well, they don't mess you around, you know.
Right, they're solid.
Yeah. Yeah. What?
What? Surely you had to be in on that. You're so close. I thought it was like all the way back.
Now I know we are going to receive complaints for this. But let me reassure you, no animals were hurt in the making of that unicorn. If anything, I'd like to think that one horse has been promoted. As proud as I was, I couldn't rest on my laurels there. There were further instructions that day. Astrologer number 9, Russell Grant.
Exercise is also an excellent way to stave off
Oh
depression.
no, here we go.
But it wasn't over. Russell had more to say.
Escape from the madding crowd and detox.
So I headed into the right part of town and asked around to see what was the quickest way to get the best detox. Not sure how I feel about this. I've just checked and they can do a detox thing, but it's something I'm not entirely comfortable about. It's they do colonic irrigation. Yes, you heard me right. Colonic irrigation. That's irrigation of the colon. Not somebody else's colon, not Russell Grant's colon, my colon.
Yeah.
Russell Grant, he's an Aquarius. What did astrologer number 9, Russell Grant, write for Aquarius that day? What advice did he offer himself on day 23? This.
You might take out your disappointment.
If this experiment existed purely for the sake of a TV show, I would pretend that this horoscope had never been written. We'd turn round and go back to the office secure in the knowledge that we'd already got some footage that day.
I mean,
we'd made a unicorn.
Surely there's another way of detoxing. I mean, I don't even know really what detoxing actually is in reality. I'll have to try and remember to look it up at the end.
All we need to give you people a story. But that isn't the reason this experiment exists. It exists because I genuinely want to find the truth about astrology. I either follow the rules and obey every instruction given, or I might as well give up. I am not a quitter.
So tell me, Dave, I'd like to just get an idea of what you have for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Do you get a good variety of vegetables? And how much plain water do you drink a day? How frequent are your bowel motions? How many times a day do you go? Right. Okay. I will be introducing the speculum inside you, approximately 2 inches. So 2 attachments. The water will be coming in through the smaller tube into the bowel. It's very gentle, very painless. The larger tube is to carry away the waste and gases and mucus and so on. So I need you to lie down on your back. Okay, so if you just turn over onto your left side, and just take a nice deep breath. I'm just going to start introducing you to that. How's that feeling to you so far? You're starting to release a little bit more substantial.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Good. It's my pleasure.
Is that something you should be thanking?
At the end of that,
And is it also something you should be saying, my pleasure? That's just weird.
our cameraman Jim said to me, Dave, that must have taken a lot of guts. And I'm still not sure if he was talking about me or the machine. However, I genuinely do not want this to be a source for scatological humour. That's too easy. And you know what? Actually doing that wasn't easy. And what's more, afterwards I felt good. I felt very good. The next day, loads of people said I was looking healthy. A couple of people said my skin was looking clearer.
Really?
I never thought I'd end up saying this, but thank you, Russell Grant. That's your innocent victim saying a sincere thank you. I genuinely believe it did me good. Nick, how did you fare on days 19 to 23?
I played five-a-side football on day 19. On day 20, unfortunately, the boiler broke. We had to get an emergency plumber in and he replaced the whole system.
Oh,
Okay.
expensive.
Sounds expensive. Brilliant. So, let's see what our resident experts make of these 5 days. As I'm sure you're aware, we are using the metric pleasure decimal gladness system of measuring happiness. Every unit of happiness is equal to £1 sterling. That's about 1.7 euros. Our expert in love is, of course, Denise Robertson. Denise, please tell me, what do you make of it all?
Your brother, he's such the perfect man. And yet your priorities are not good. However, if you could put the creative energy into your love life that you put into making that unicorn, I would be a happier woman.
Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, bear in mind we are talking about a 5-day block this time. Please, cast your love votes now.
I mean,
Got to vote in the right order.
he got to see his friends for like 10 minutes. He got a
While the
special night with his
computer goes to
girlfriend.
work on those figures, let's consult our expert in health, Dr. Hilary Jones. Hilary, let us know.
They say the bridge between genius and insanity is easily crossed, and I think you may have crossed that bridge. 2 long-haul flights, you're risking DVTs, all that stress, all that fatigue, and then there's the colonic irrigation. I think that's astrology's way of saying that you're full of toxins. Now, experts would say there's no use for it, there's no need for it, but can't do any harm. So, you know, equals on that one. Nick hasn't done his normal exercise, but, you know, he's nice and stable.
Okay, you heard the doctor. I've crossed that bridge. I am a genius. Please, cast your health votes now.
I think it would help if we knew whether he'd taken extra leg room or not, because that makes a difference, especially if you're someone of 6'3" like me.
As always, we're measuring love, health, and wealth. Alvin, how do we go?
I'm so nauseous at the moment. I'm just trying to maintain myself.
I love him. I love him.
How do you think I feel?
Plumbing, one plumbing, the other plumbing. The trip to New York. and the colonic irrigation, you're down 412 pounds. However, for the first time, Nick has exceeded you. The boiler cost him 1,487 pounds.
Oh, that is good. That is good. And to be fair, £400 for effectively a return flight to New York, which I presume he didn't book at the same time, so he would have done 2 singles, plus the colonic irrigation thing. That's actually not too bad. Considering I was looking today, I mean, you've got to consider by today Sanders, but I was looking, not today actually, no, a couple of days ago. I think a return flight to New York was about £600. And that was a sort of cheap time of year, sort of like January sort of time. So, yeah, not too bad.
Okay, well, thank you, Alvin. We know what the experts think, but let's see what the jury have made of it all. Let's have a look at the numbers. These are your votes.
Love plus health plus wealth equals happiness.
That is quite an unusual result. I am minus 217 happy. Nick, our control experiment, shows that by ignoring my horoscopes, I would have been even worse, minus 1,290 happy. So in actual fact, following astrology has left me happier over this 5 days than I would have been, to the tune of...
Nice! That's going to bridge the gap.
1,073 points. It's actually a huge leap in my happiness. Let's see how this affects the graph. Go on!
Go on! Go on!
Get in there! Yes!
Yeah!
Yes! Minus 898 points. That means we can't prove anything either way. But at least, for the first time in a long time, I'm heading in the right direction.
Yes.
Now, I know I said I didn't want my detox to be the subject of scatological humour. But I don't think anyone had told the world of astrology, because the next day, day 24, astrologer number 2, Astro Marilyn, wrote this.
Expand your circle. Expand your circle of friends. Invite people into your home.
I rang a load of my friends and I invited them over to mine that afternoon. But obviously, they're already in my circle of friends. I needed fresh blood. I did what any man would do. I started a leafleting campaign. My friends. Just trying to expand my circle of friends. Maybe see you later. Thanks very much. As you can see, it was a simple and very friendly message. Below that is my phone number and my address. I've pixelated that out because this is telly and I'm not an idiot. I was confident that with 10 posters and 1,000 leaflets out there, I would get a few takers. Right, who's for tea, who's for coffee?
Tea would be lovely. You're looking pretty good. You're looking light, skin's looking good.
Duncan was already a friend of mine, thanks to instructions given to me back on day 2. And while it was a pleasure to catch up with him again, I knew that I hadn't yet obeyed the horoscope. I hadn't expanded my circle of friends. But then, I checked my answering machine. While I'd been out leafleting, someone had left this message.
Yeah. Hello, this is a message for Dave. This is Steve here. I found one of your many leaflets in the park today. Consider me your friend, Dave. I don't know when we'll meet, because I have a life.
Now, unfortunately, Steve had forgotten to leave his number. But I dialed 1471.
Nice. Oh my God, kids of a certain age are not going to know what 1471 is. Oh, that's going to make me feel really ancient.
And was lucky enough to find it. I rang him that day, I left a message. Strangely, he didn't get back. I've rung him almost every day since. You know, I don't know what he does for a living because he never picks up. Doesn't matter what hour of the day I ring, early in the morning, late at night, he's never in. If you're watching, Steve, give us a ring. Let's have that cup of tea. I know Duncan's dying to meet you as much as I am. He talks of almost nothing else. It's swimming and Steve, Steve and swimming. Do you think Steve likes swimming? I bet he does. Anyway, moving on. On day 25, astrologer number 20, David Wells, wrote...
Any cheap magician can produce a rabbit from his hat, but you can go one step further.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
A trick that was one step better than pulling a rabbit from a hat. Not 3 steps better, that's too good. Not 2 steps better, that's too good. Not as good as, and definitely not worse than. It had to be exactly 1 step better.
Hello, my name's Geoffrey Durham, and I'm a magician, and I think I'm a Leo. Well, this is probably the nearest I get to a rabbit in a hat. I don't know. It's a bit little, though. Have a go at this. Okay, here we go. How's that? What do you think about that?
About the same. We want to go 1 step further than the rabbit from the hat.
Okay. This is a newspaper, right?
Yeah.
And what I'm going to ask you to do is just look at this bit of the newspaper here. Just sort of there. Yeah? How's about that? Is that better?
That's about 2 or 3 we were.
Okay, try this. Now watch. You don't have to talk through this one because it's completely visual. Look at that. Is that...
Oh, I like that.
Do you like that?
I do like that a lot. Have you got any other cutlery?
Oh, I know what you can do. Yes, I know what you can do.
Yeah?
Yep.
The fork thing is working.
I've got it. I've got it. Look at that fork. See?
Yeah.
Now watch very, very carefully. Watch. Watch me bend it. Now, I'm not doing anything, am I? I'm not bending it, am I? I'm not using any of my muscle.
That is very...
Spooky.
Very strange.
It is, isn't it?
Yes.
Find the balance point of it.
Oh no!
There, are you?
Oh
Yes.
no! I'm gonna get copyright strikes!
Yes, is it?
No!
Talking to it won't help.
I'm gonna get copyright for this.
Yes!
God damn it! Gonna fly now.
Yes.
Very good. I'm just so annoyed this isn't going to be monetized now.
Oh, yes, I could bend cutlery. It's fair to say I was quite happy. I felt good. Now, on day 26, astrologer number 11, Mystic Meg, wrote...
Luck looks in a case not opened in a year.
I immediately rang New Scotland Yard. I spoke to the police. I told them that if there was an unsolved case they'd closed some time ago and they wanted a member of the public to investigate it on their behalf, who knows, a fresh pair of untrained eyes might be just the ticket.
Yeah.
I was available all day.
Yeah.
They said no.
Yeah, funny that.
Of course, there is another kind of case.
Suitcase?
I headed down to the lost property office at Euston train station to see if they'd let me look through some long-lost suitcases. Now, to be honest, this is basically some footage of a man looking through some suitcases. So to save wasting your time, we've speeded it up. Hey, we have something. Look. A golf tee and a golf ball. It's a monogrammed golf ball. It says MRW. I've got a lucky ball. I've got a lucky golf ball. I found a golf ball, monogrammed MRW, and a tee. I had no idea what it all meant until the next day, when I saw that astrologer number 15, Hilary Todd, had written...
Try out a new sporting activity. Don't worry, as long as you look the part, you'll enjoy it.
There we go.
Hello, my name is Jeremy Riley. I'm golf professional at the Buckinghamshire Golf Club, and I'm a Gemini. Like that.
That's about how good I do.
We've mastered. It was time to move on. And we must move on ourselves. Let's see how the control experiment fared. Nick, how did you get on days 24 to 27?
I went running on days 24 and 25, and on day 27, I went with a friend to watch Liverpool play Everton, where they got a 1-1 draw.
Ooh.
OK. Well, Denise, what do you have to say to the jury about our love and friendship?
Well, not a lot. If you want a lonely old age, unlike your brother, bending spoons, missing golf balls, and being humoured by Duncan Goodhue, you are going the right way.
OK, she's not impressed. I spent time with my friend Duncan and I made a new friend, Steve. Ladies and gentlemen, cast your love votes now.
It all comes down to the money, doesn't it, really? It's always the money thing that gets him a positive if he's done well.
OK, now, Dr. Hillary, how do we do?
Golf's good. I approve of golf. Fresh air, nice scenery, relaxing, satisfying, moderate exercise, not too vigorous. Yeah, I'll go for that.
OK.
Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, cast your health votes now.
Wow, might actually get a positive score for a change.
Now, Alvin, the figures?
The figures are better than they were. You're no longer looking like a financial fool. Before, if you were a share, I'd sell you. This time, your total loss is only 83 pounds compared with Nick's, which is 77 pounds.
OK,
Ooh,
well,
okay.
Finances sound close. Let's see how the votes went. Here they are.
Love plus health plus wealth equals happiness.
I'll get that right one day.
Ooh, there you go, Harsh. One point. Sorry, 1 point for health. OK, well, I am minus 36 happy, while Nick is 151 happy. So, over these 4 days, I am 187 points less happy than I would have been. I think it's going to be close. Let's take a look at how it changes the graph. Oh.
No!
There I am, minus 1,085 points. We're proving that following one's horoscope is foolish. However, that is after 27 days, and the experiment lasts for 40 days. To find out how things progressed, you'll have to join me next week for the next part of my important astrology experiment. Good night.
What we got?
You spent 38 pounds to look like a pumpkin.
Very soft now. Your brother has normal urges. You play bingo.
I really hope he wins at the bingo, because that could be crucial. That could be crucial. Oh, boy. This show is ridiculous, isn't it? It is absolutely ridiculous. It is so pointless. And if it was anyone other than Dave Gorman doing it, I will say categorically it would not work. It would not work. But it, of course, is Dave Gorman, who is a bloody genius. And I love it. I love it. I can't help it. There's something about Dave Gorman that I just absolutely love. So I have missed Dave Gorman over the last sort of 7 weeks or so that I've not done Dave Gorman. I think I did plan on doing it earlier this month. Obviously, with this month, because I did the Lord of the Rings movie reaction, and of course, I did that on 2 Saturdays because I split up into 2 videos. That took away 2 weeks where I would do my normal double upload day, because that's when I try and do my double upload days. If I can try and do it, I'll do it at the weekend when people, when most people typically would have more time to be able to see them. But I think I did not going out right at the start of this month as the double header day on that one. Then we had 2 weeks of Lord of the Rings, which meant this is now when we're doing the Dave Gorman day. Don't know why I did not going out so early this month. Hey, whatever. We've still got Dave Gorman, and I'm going to sit down right now and watch Dave Gorman's Modern Life is Goodish. That is Series 2, Episode 3. So join me later on today, around about 5 o'clock, to be able to see that episode. But I'm going to watch it right now. So I look forward to seeing you later on today. For now, my name's Kevin. I am a geek, and you've been watching Kevin the Geek. Goodbye.